I'm Jen, welcome to my channel. This reading is going to be for Aquarius. Okay, right away we have patience coming out. Journey. This is so interesting because we just had... Okay, so I just did Capricorn's reading. And you can see she's like, it's like she's hanging the lamp behind her, which is kind of an odd thing. Like she's got a lamp in front of her, but there's something she's holding like it's like almost like a magical type of lamp right there. I'm gonna see if I can find the other card I just had from the other reading. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I think it's interesting because like, it was so weird. I hope it's in this deck. I'm pretty sure there's that. Sorry, I gotta show you. Is it in this deck? Of course, I'm not gonna be able to find. Okay, so it's like, I don't know if you guys know these decks, but they've got the like the little house. I think it's in that deck. I don't know why it's so weird. I don't know why I'm finding that so interesting, but it's because it's like it's like the same thing as this, but this is on a bridge, and she was walking down to a house in Capricorn's reading. No, sorry, Sagittarius reading. And Sagittarius, that's why I can't find it. It's Sagittarius's reading. So we've got patience and journey. Like it's just, there's a moth down here, and it's almost like but it's not, there's a moth under the bridge, but it's not coming up to her light. It's almost like there's almost like a trap. There's like a trap. It feels like a trap, and it's not for her, it's by her. You see, it's almost like this moth that would normally go to a flame is like hanging out here like, what is your true intentions? We've had ones like you before on this bridge. And it's just like, yeah, that's kind of weird. On the bottom is first chakra, Archangel Michael, root chakra. Tell me more about this. Growth. There's something very odd about the way she's standing on this bridge. It's very like she's the bait. That's what it feels like. The way she's standing on that bridge is like, come get me. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the last boss. That's what it looks like. Tell me more about this. This is so strange. Okay, so we do have debt. And then we have tornado. Tornado threat, bad storm. Moving. Yeah, because she's got her bags packed here. She doesn't look scared though. It's like she looks almost like I don't know. This is such an odd. Broke. In debt, broke. This is like the perfect storm. There's like a dead end here. There's a dead end here. Oh, okay. So like you were in a building, and this is like, these are hospital doors, but the building that you just left was like, you know what? There's nothing for me here. It's dead. It's dead here. These are like all plastic plants. They're all fake people. There's no depth here. There's no roots. They're just like, and you're just like, it's gotten to the point where it's just like, there's no, like, I can't even have a conversation here, it feels like. There's no depth. You're leaving environments that are just shallow. Okay, so this is like a roots. It's like being in a small business, like a small family-run business, but it's like the most disconnected, toxic environment you've ever been in, right? And this debt is like, the longer you stay in these environments, the more your debt raises. Like your money is being affected the longer you stay. And so you're forced. This is, oh, okay. So like you've been forced onto this path. And it's almost because so the other reading for Sag, that was more of a like first attempt to like walk away. Like this is my like I'm really done with men kind of thing. I'm not dating anymore. Like I just want to go it alone. This is like you've had a couple rounds before, because you see these arrows pointing backwards. You've had a couple times where you've gone back this way, and now you're like, no, I'm certain I want to go this way. I want to go where the one arrow is pointing. I want to go this way. Not many people go this way. More people go backwards and go back into their past. They go back to exes. They go back to past patterns. And you're saying, I've shone enough light on that area. I see it for what it is. I'm not interested. And so now you're moving forward. And there's like a little troll under the bridge who's just waiting to see what your decision is. It's kind of like, so like you're up to your ears in debt, like literally here, you're like you're ready to move. It's almost like you've packed all your bags and this is like your last, you know, like I got to do this. It's almost like I had no other choice but to do this. Tell me more about this. Missing you. Someone's missing you. Money, your money's missing you? Your money's missing you. You're missing money, and this is the direction of your money. That's where you're going. You're going the direction of money. You know money is over here. Oh, okay. You know what I just got? It's like you kind of like, you know when you have like those little sticks to find water? Like there's something in you that is sensing like money in this direction. You know, like if you go back to the past, then like that's just debt. You know what that looks like. It's always been debt. It's never been not debt. You know, it's like working for a 9 to 5. You can only make 40 hours-ish, you know, that you can make whatever your wage is times 40 hours, right? But this other direction that you're going to choose, you're going to be making money in your sleep. And that's why you're like, you know what? It's risky, but not as risky as staying in a job where it's like, no matter what I do, I'm always tired. I'm never going to get ahead because everything keeps getting more expensive, but the wages are not changing. Like if you look in wages, they're almost getting less out there. It's almost like these greedy corporations and factories are just trying to test people. It's like, I know you need a job, so you're not going to want to walk away from this job, so we're going to pay you pennies, you know, because we know that there's not a lot of jobs out there right now, so you're really kind of lucky to work for us for pennies, right? That's kind of their mentality. You're like, actually, I think I'm pretty lucky because I got a lot of skill set that I actually have grown and developed within myself, and I try to apply it here, and you can recognize the value because you're a penny pincher, and so I'm going to take it on my own path. That's what you're deciding to do. Fixing what is broken. And you know what this is? This is like no longer like this is I like this because you're fixing what is broken, but only things that you've broken. You know what I mean? You're no longer that person who fixes like wounded birds. You're no longer like, that's not my problem. Why are you like, I'm here to ship packages. I'm not here to fix human resource problems. You know, like you don't pay me for that. You pay me $20 to do shipping. You're not paying me $45 to be a human resource person. So like, what? Like, it's like you're no longer like, if you're gonna go off on your own and you're gonna be you know, you're gonna play all the different roles in the workplace, then you're gonna pay yourself for those roles. You're going to get the money from that. You're going to get the income, as opposed to, you know, working for a penny pinching boss who's so greedy and is so disconnected from what's happening in his workplace. You're just like, I'm no longer investing in that. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. 1 + 1 does not equal 2. And that is a very easy equation, and your boss can't figure it out. There's someone that's missing, but that wants to spend time together. These are almost at the same locations. These are kind of like beachy, out by water. They're like the skyscapes are very similar. Okay, tell me about who is missing you. Probably your boss. Who's missing you? Your savings. This makes me laugh. Your money's missing you. Your savings are missing you. Like, that's where you're like, okay. It's almost like you're, okay, so like you're the lone wolf where you're just like, you know what? People are overrated right now. I'm going to go find my money. My money is calling out. I can hear my money. My money says, come find us. We're out here. That is so funny. Road trip. Tell me more. Video. Video going viral. Opportunity to be in a video. Video producer making music videos. Cool. So something that you're creating is going to get picked up. Okay, and family gathering on the bottom. I love this. Excuse me. Okay, if you don't have family, then there's going to be people that feel like family. That's what I feel, because like not all of us have can reconnect with our families, just like depending on how they treat you and stuff like that. So to me, I think it's not bad, because like when you get to pick your own family, that's actually kind of ideal. It's like, you know what, coworkers and families and even sometimes roommates can all be very similar. Like you don't get to choose them, but imagine like you get to choose your friends, and if you could choose friends that are family, like that's ideal, right? Because now you're like, you don't have to deal with a weird creepy uncle, and you don't have to worry about the grumpy you know, grandpa in the corner, and you don't have to worry about that like really obnoxious whatever kid that, you know, the parents don't want to rein in. Like you just, it's like you just get you get to pick. Single woman, right there. That's, must be a single woman. Okay. So what else do we need to know about this? Your inner child. Bad childhood, poor relationship with parents, neglected, abused, abandoned, emotional immaturity. Yeah, that's you. As you see, this inner child is wandering. Oh, maybe that's what you've got your bags packed for. Like you're looking for your soul family. Nostalgia, going through pictures, albums, reminiscing on memories, going through old messages. Like I did that before, because my dad sent me like all these albums, and he's trying to get like my emotional, you know, it's emotional manipulation. He wants me to remember the old times, but in the old times when I was younger, we were controlled with looks and fear and bullying tactics. It wasn't parenting, and it's like, so you want me to remember that time? And he wants me to remember it because we were smiling in photos, but like that I don't remember. Like it's very confusing, because I'm like, I don't remember that being a happy time. I remember happy moments, but they were not with my father. They were like walking on eggshells, and like, how does he not see that? And like, I know I had to go back to my kids' childhood, and when I had asked them the same thing, like, you guys don't remember like all this stuff like that we went to go out and do, and they're like, well, no, we just don't remember that. And I remember like, the only thing I remember for me is like my dad being unhinged all the time. So I don't know if that's what my kids remember, because I was a stressed out parent. I was a single mom, and I didn't have any supports. People were just like waiting for me to fuck up, which is gross, but that's what it was. They didn't want me to do better than them. So if they saw that happening, like, we got to chop her down a bit, right? So like this nostalgia, for me, I actually don't get caught up in it anymore, because it just feels like it's such a long time ago, and like I'm very different from that person now. You know, back in the memories, like I'm just very, like, obviously, like I'm an adult, and like I enjoy the pictures of my kids when they were born, because that was a really happy moment for me. And those kind of like I remember the moments with my kids, like that was joyful for me, and it's unfortunate, like I don't know that they remember it the same way. There was a lot of stress back then, and their dad made it very hard for me to parent, for sure, which is unfair, but there's nothing you can do about that, right? So I sometimes like these parents that they want to reminisce about the past, but it's like, I don't think that's a flex that you think it is, Dad. Like I don't remember those good times, and just because you show me in a picture, like I remember when you went to my daughter's work and like freaked out on her and embarrassed her in front of her coworkers. I remember that, and that was recent. And I remember when you showed up at my son's birthday, and like it was just very aggressive in what you're talking about, and it was not a fun birthday party vibe. And like, what was that, you know, like, and I'm not nitpicking, like this is like, you can't have this man around because he just makes every situation about himself. And even like trying to like bring up conversation topics, it's like he'll start a conversation in hopes that it will come right back around to him to talk about him. And it's like, you have grandchildren here, don't you want to try to get to know them? Don't you want to know more about them? Like, they have lots of experiences to talk about. We go out, we do clubs, and you know, when they're younger, but it's like he just missed so many marks to like try to learn and be there for his grandkids, but it's always about him. So that nostalgia, it's like, I'm all for people doing better and doing different, but like when you just see that they're so pressed and like doing the same thing where it just it's all about them, it's really hard to go back on that. That's not something I want to go back to. You know, it's almost like you can see like the picture being folded over. It's like that person, like this is them focusing on their childhood picture. Like, my childhood was so blah, blah, blah. And they just want to tell stories all about their life. But it's like, what about our life? You know, what about like, I don't know. Do your kids have any good memories? Do you ever ask them? Like, it's always got to be the dad talking. That's what it was. Like, nobody else gets to talk. And honestly, I remember saying this to a family member, like whenever we got together for Christmas events or holidays, like it felt like I'm just background. I'm just filler. I just bring food. Like there was no real interaction. I just watched the kids. Like I'd rather hang out with the kids, but it's just, that's what it always ended up is like, I'm just watching the kids. Like whenever I try to get into a conversation, like two of them were like fighting over the conversation. Like you try to get a word in edgewise and like they just talk all over you. Introspection. Look at this is like someone looking in the mirror after it's been broken. It's kind of like after the rage and the hate and all that's gone on there, it's just now maybe starting to look at like, who am I? Like, what did I do? You can't put that mirror back together again. And I don't expect, like, I know the past is the past, but when somebody is not willing to be remorseful or even acknowledge how they fucked up, like, I can't work with you. It's not that I don't love you, but I just can't work with you because you're just going to be doing the same thing over and over again because you can't recognize your patterns. Okay, what else? What else do we want to know here? Unfulfilled, discouraged. So you see this person here? That's the thing. Like, this is them when they're younger, and this is them now. So like, or this could have been you. You had to pick yourself up when you were a kid. And it's like, there's a hole in the soul in the way that you're just like, you know what? I just don't have any support. I don't have anyone encouraging me. And it's just like, this has been so hard. This has been your journey. No one's done anything for you. This is you. And this is the person, like they want to come back. This is your photo memory. This is what you want to add to the album. You want to talk about nostalgia, Dad? Let's go back and talk nostalgia. I remember when I fell off my bike, nobody was there to comfort me. I remember when I was alone, heartbroken, being a single mom, Dad, and like nobody was around. Nobody was around for me. And that you expect me to be around for you? What the F is going on here? How backwards is that? This little person had to find their way through all these years all by themselves with no one to hold their hand. It's not like that kid's instinctively holding up to reach for a parent's hand for help. They're just like, look, they look like they're walking off to work. You know, like I gotta go pay the bills. I gotta go do the work. And that's what this was. And this person wants to come back in. It's just like, what the heck do you think? Like, it's fake as fuck. It's just fake. And you've been taking this on because of this emotional abuse you've had to endure. Like, it has affected your finances. And the thing is, people don't recognize financial abuse. Like, when people are emotionally immature, what they do is they use finances. I've had this done to me in 2 different workplaces. I've had it done in a number of different relationships as well. And it's also maybe not labeled as financial abuse when it's coming, like, where you're not getting the support from other family members, but like, you know, I see it for what it is. Like, you're not willing to support me out in front. You think you're supporting me in the back? Like, make it make sense. This is crazy. This is what I see. It's like, by you taking this new path, this is what, like, whether you've saved this or like something's I want to find out. I want to get a money card for you because there's something about this. Tell me more about this. Heed the warning. The signs are everywhere. Red alert, caution, red flags. You know this. This storm radar, this tornado threat, this bad storm, this is a person. Because look how much area they cover. They're like destructive. This is like, oh, okay. So like this, this path moving forward, you had to leave this environment, but be careful because like there's a storm warning. Did I get this wrong? There's something here, like you're getting an opportunity. Something is happening for you, but you had to leave another environment. But there's still like this tornado. There's still something. So like when I'm thinking of the tornado, it means total destruction. Like you're moving. Like have you had something destroyed? Your home destroyed? Like have you lost a house? Have you lost something so extreme? Have you had to sell a house because of your debt? Something extreme here, like that a tornado has taken out. And this is like someone's ego. This is gross. This is ego tied with like insecurities and someone who has lacked, like even though you had to raise yourself as a child and get to where you're going and where you've gone and what you've done, like all these things you've achieved by yourself. There are people who have had all the help in the world and just don't like that you have made something out of yourself when you had a hole in the soul kind of, upbringing. Right? Nobody was there to tell you you're amazing. Nobody said, get up and let's go. You're okay. Or are you okay? Has anyone even asked how you, when was the last time someone asked, how are you? Like, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling right now? Let's find out. Because you know what? People are not asking. They never did. They didn't give a shit. All they want to know was the details. They just want to find out where you are in life. It's not like they care like how you're feeling or how you're doing. They just want to keep an eye on you. Just to make sure you're not getting too far ahead of them. Like they want to keep an eye. Like what's going on with your life? Guilty. These red slippers, this is like root chakra energy. Red and on your feet. Lonely. Look, this is just another photo. Just another photo of you living your life by yourself. Well, people who call you their friends. Like when you make it big, remember. And it's not even about being big, but when you get to a point where you're in the public eye, remember who is there and who is not. Because this is not a coincidence that nobody has reached out to you and said hello. Nobody has ever checked on you. And like I've had people after 3 years check on me and it's like, it's a little late. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. And people are like, oh, a lot of things happen in life. We have texting right now. We have messaging. How hard is a phone call? Well, if you can't make a phone call, like, I just don't believe it. I used to have this family member and she would act like she's calling me, she could only call me when the kids were in the car and like when she was driving because she's just so busy. And it's just like, girl, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And she just wanted to make her feel like way more important and make me feel like I'm not doing enough. And it's just like, I just don't fall for that shit anymore. She's trying to make me feel bad about myself. And it's like, because I was actually achieving quite a bit as a single mom. Like, was I doing it all well? I don't know. My kids say no sometimes, but they also say yes about other things. So it wasn't for a lack of effort. I was doing I was working my ass off. These people are guilty. They know they are. Blameworthy, responsible, at fault. Red flags. Be careful. And as I turn this over, it is the windfall, inheritance, settlement, lottery winnings. I don't really believe in the lottery, but what I do believe is if you have been doing something and it's about to pay out, then it's going to be something secure. Tell me more. It's about to rain up in here abundantly. Oh, abundance. So that's abundance. So that's not prosperity yet. That's abundance. And then we have your ideas are worth pursuing. Collaboration. I don't know about that collaboration. That makes me a little bit nervous. I guess if it's with the right professional, you'll know. It's about to rain up in here. These are actually really cute little pots of golds. Right here and here and here. So like maybe there's like 4 different areas that you're looking to invest in. Invest in yourself. Spoil yourself. Self-care. Tell me more about this. Heed the warning. See, cards want to come out. They don't want to. Someone at work has ill will towards you. Green-eyed bandit. They didn't want to come out. Your first million on the horizon, attainable. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. Your first million right there. That's going to take some work, but it's attainable. Some people aren't even working at the millions. You know, a lot of people, like if they're not even making ends meet, and they're like just matching it because they're just not doing what they need to be doing to like put themselves in those uncomfortable positions that you have done. You have taught yourself. Everything you need to know is on the internet. You can learn anything you want. You don't even have to go to college for certain things, because like you just have to Google that course and go look for the courses online. There's like Fanshawe on YouTube. There's like all these different areas of schools that you can find for different things instead of just buying the whole course. Like you got to get good with your money, right? That's what it is. You made your money grow. That's what it is. And it's slow and steady. It's decisions that you made. It's sacrifices you took that these people were not willing to be uncomfortable. That's the whole thing. They didn't want to be uncomfortable. They cared what people thought. This is great. What do you need to, let's get a closing card. Surrender. What do you need to surrender? That really flipped out really cool. Surrender to joy. Yeah, a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to joy, to more joy. Okay, so like what that is like, I'm experiencing this actually right now. It's like, once you get out of that really hard, and if you know, like from making boundaries and out of that environment, once you get out of that hard environment, that cruel place, like it does start to get easier, because that was the hardest of the work, is like putting up boundaries with people, seeing people for who they really were, really acknowledging and accepting that that's who they were is kind of gross. So like that's a challenging part. But once you get good with your boundaries, and then you start getting more focused on what you want, and then you get to move towards that, and then you feel closer to that. So like the things before used to feel really hard, and it used to feel like lessons, but it transfers into blessings, where it used to be really hard. At that point, you couldn't see that these were blessings at the time, so they just felt hard, like lessons, right? Like when you're having to repeat something over and over and over again, you're like, why am I doing this? And then you get frustrated because you're like, I want to be over here, and I'm over here, so it's frustrating and I'm impatient. But then what you didn't realize was, in these routines, in these repeats, these practices, you slowly started moving towards this way without even noticing it. And then all of a sudden you looked and you're like, I'm over on the other side now. What? Oh, okay, that was worth it. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was pretty rough. I was a little distracted, but I didn't know that in the storm, that tornado was actually moving me across. This is all the chaos of those assholes and those betrayers and these gross humans out there that just live to make other people miserable. There's a storm inside them, and so they like to unleash it onto other people. But what you didn't realize is like you were actually moving along like a tornado, and it was moving you over to the other side. But it was in a camouflage. Haha. So that's actually really cool. And then so now when you look back, you're like, okay, phew, you can breathe. Things have settled. It might be a bit of a mess. You got to pick up after a tornado when it's been windy in the yard. We've had a lot of wind lately, and it feels like you're just now picking pieces up, tidying things up, moving things around, and now you're like, okay, let's go. It was a bad storm. I don't think you should need this in order to transform. I don't know that that's like, I know through my struggles, I become better, but like, for cruel behavior, like, yeah, we have to become aware of that. There are people out there like that. So I don't know if that's the reason why some of these have to happen. I don't have the answers to all of that. I just know what I do when that happens to me and how I transform that from pain into power. And voila, tornado equals success. And so now you're at the point where you can actually take a look and say, okay, this is not so bad. I got this. And where you're not freaking out like you used to be. Like imagine the first time you got picked up into a tornado, like that would be really crazy, right? But as you got used to it, because it's happened more than once, you're like, okay, okay, we're about to land. So I got to get ready to get my feet on the ground. And I know this is unrealistic. It's just metaphor, but it's like you got good at being up in that tornado. You found ways to like, get yourself upright and get your location kind of thing, and you learned how to work with the tornado as opposed to against it, and that's where like now the blessings are going to come in for you. Okay, so I hope this helped. It was a little odd in my explanation, but that's just how it is. this is actually happening really good for you. So I'm really excited about this. I love this card. What a joyful card, eh? Like, I would love to be able to jump like that. But yeah, so like this is great. This is good news. I love this. So I'm going to close this off, Aquarius. And if you like and if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, comment if you feel comfortable. And I'll see you in the next one, hopefully, okay? Take care.